everybody, and welcome to the Pilates styled ab workout. My name is Amanda of Happy Hippie Fitness. This video is actually part of my 12 days of wellness series. I'm doing 12 days of different types of videos, whether it be a meditation, a yoga class, Pilates workout, tons of good stuff coming up. So just make sure to check back every day or check the playlist that this video is in and you will find tons of videos. They're all going to be really short so that you can fit them into your day. So today's focus is a core and ab workout that you can attach to the end of a lifting session. You can do it in the morning before work or in the evening as a quick little pick-me-up kind of video. We're going to focus on protecting your lower back and really engaging your core, so you're not going to see any type of superficial ab movement or anything that you would see on those videos where they kind of push you through and just tell you to do crunches for 8 minutes. I'm going to show you how to really engage your deep core, how to protect your lower back, and actually get a good, meaningful session. So I have an 8-pound weight I'm going to use in today's video. You do not need a weight. You could grab onto a water bottle that weighs like a pound if you need. We're just going to move it around every now and then. It's a weight, but it's also a distraction when we're in some poses. So you can meet me on your back when you're ready and when you have whatever weight you want to use. So coming onto our backs, we're going to get down nice and controlled. We're going to think about lowering, using your tummy to control yourself down. So first off, whenever we do core exercises, one thing I usually see in the gym a lot, I'm a personal trainer and I've done workout classes where I see 30 people in a room and usually half the people have this problem, is if you take your hand right now and slide it underneath your back, there is a big gap. That means you're arching your back and you're going to be using your lower back and mostly the movements that you're going to think you're using your front core for. So the way to fix this is if you take your hands and think about little pinchers, you take your pointer finger and you place it on top of your hip bones, and then you take your thumb and you bring it back as far as you can. What we're going to do is we're going to literally tilt our hips out and make that gap even wider. So when we do that, you feel how your lower back is crunching, right? Now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to push our hips forward, kind of tuck them in until our back touches the mat. You can take your hand and run it underneath and you'll notice that your back is now flat on the mat. If you want to try that again, we're pushing our hips the opposite direction. We're kind of arching our back. Hips are coming forward and you're feeling that tension. And then we're going to do the opposite. We're going to push our hips flat against the mat, pushing the hips forward, pushing the tailbone up, and thinking about pushing that belly button into the mat. So now we got that nice sturdy base. Just think about that before any movement where you're moving your upper body or you're moving your legs. You want your back flat. If you feel it arched, you can easily always go back to that little technique where you take your hands and tuck it in. Finally, the last thing we're going to do before we get started is we're going to brace our core, or know how to brace it whenever I cue it. So to brace your core, think about if I was about to punch you on your stomach right now, how you would squeeze the core. You can also think about if you're blowing out a birthday candle or sneezing, how you kind of squeeze the core. So just visualize those two things today. But enough yapping, let's actually get into this. So we're keeping our back flat. We're going to squeeze the core real quick. And we're going to lift both of our thighs up into the air so we have our legs flat. This might already be something you feel. And again, the more that you keep your legs away from your body, the tougher it's going to be for your core to control the movement. So at any time if something feels tough, just think about bringing your arms or your legs closer to your core. We're going to put our hands flat on the mat, and we're going to start by taking our left leg out and tapping the mat. So just tap it, hold, and come back up. Other side. So tap it and bring it back up. We're just kind of warming up the core here. And this already is kind of intense. So inhale, we tap. Exhale, the foot comes back up. Other side. So I'm bringing my knees closer to my body on the way up. And notice how my knees are really close to my stomach. If I wanted this to be harder, I would bring them up like halfway like this. So I would only tap like that. So play around with it. Maybe you want to keep the knees here. Maybe you want to keep them here. Tap and come up each side. You got this, guys. Warming up that core. Really connecting to it. The mind and muscle connection is what's going to help you actually use your core and keep the lower back out of it, and then get those physical and strength results that you want to see. Engaging your core properly. So think about your stomach controlling. If there's wires or strings attached from your stomach to your thighs, they're controlling the legs, just like little levers, tapping the ground and coming back up. You got it almost there, guys. We're gonna go for our last 10. So 5 on each side. Pressing those hands into the mat. Good, go back to that breathing. Exhale as those feet come up. Inhale as you tap the mat. Big deep breath down there. Exhale up. Here we go, we're coming on our last ones. And one more each side. Whew, okay. You can bring those thighs to your chest. You can roll around a little bit. Think about drawing circles with the knees to the right, knees to the left. Now that we're warmed up and we know how to use our core, let's plop both those feet on the ground. Keeping that back pressed into the mat, I want you to lift your shoulder blades up off of that mat. So I'm using my stomach to lift my shoulder blades up off the mat just a little bit. I'm not straining with my neck. I'm keeping my chin kind of tucked in, acting like I have a baseball holding in between my chin and my chest. So you want to keep that chin tucked in. We are going to go for crunches on each side. So I'm going to the right side, lifting my right shoulder up, and I'm coming back down, left side. The goal is to get that shoulder blade up and over. Think about moving the elbow. You're connected to that elbow and the elbow is moving and your shoulders are following. So that is what's going to engage the core and get you up and over. It's not about lifting as hard as you can. It's about getting the shoulder blade up off the ground, even if it's just a centimeter, and moving to the side. Good. We're breathing. Every time we exhale, that's when we come up. Inhale as you reset. Inhale down. Exhale up. Good. You got this, guys. Side to side. Try to connect to that stomach muscle. You can feel it. You can feel that crunch happening on each side. You got this. Almost. You want to keep your eyes where you're going. So when I'm going to the right, I'm looking towards the right. Your body always wants to go where your line of sight is looking. You can use that tip in so many things in regards to exercise. When you're squatting, you want to look forward. You don't want to look up. You don't want to look down. You want to look directly in front of you. When you're doing balance poses, same thing. You want to keep your eyes focused in front of you. You don't want to look up. You don't want to look to the right, or your body will go that way. Okay, we got our last 5 here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing both legs up in the air. We're keeping the shoulder blades up for just a second and bringing the arms flat. What I want you to do is we're going to bring one leg out straight and bring it back in. And we're going to start on the other side. Good. Remember, we're not pulling with the neck. If you feel the neck, readjust. Use your core to zip you up. And we're moving those legs. I know we're doing a lot of side, but we're going to bring the hands back up to the ears. And we're going to start bicycles. So we're going to bring the right elbow to the right knee as the left leg goes out. And then we'll switch it to the other side. Let's keep this up. I know it's back to back, but we're pretty much done with side after this. You got it. Side to side here. Keeping all those rules in your head. Always going through that checklist as we move so you know you're doing it. You can feel it in my voice. Can you hear me like shaking a little bit? Because I'm not going to try and hide it. I feel what you feel. Plus I'm talking. I feel like when Beyonce, well, not that level, but Beyonce, her dad used to make her run and sing. So she'd be running around the track and he'd make her sing. And whenever I'm teaching classes, I always think that. I'm like, am I like that? No, but, you know, close enough. There we go, guys. Keep the elbows wide. Try to resist really crunching. You want to keep the elbows out as far as you can. This way you actually know you're using your core and you're not just twisting side to side. We got our last 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Onto our backs for just a second. Maybe you want to windshield wiper the thighs side to side. We're going to get ready by tucking our hips underneath us, making a little triangle with the hands to support your tailbone. So put that tailbone in between your hands. If you don't need that support, you can put the hands to the side by you, but you want the hands flat on the earth. And we are going to cross the legs. We got some reverse crunches coming up. So you're going to push the legs out 1, 2, and then up. So let them fall out for 2 seconds, and then push them up with all your might. We're only doing 15 here. I'm on 4. There we go, guys. Good. This one's hard to talk. So you want to inhale at the bottom, exhale as you come up. I'm on my last 5. Go, almost there, guys. 3, 2, 1. Woo, feet down. Windshield wipering the knee side to side if you need. We're going to do a leg lift next. So for leg lift, again, I like to bring my hands underneath my tailbone and tuck the shoulder blades underneath. For leg lifts, the straighter the legs, harder it's going to be. If you need to bend them, you totally can. Feeling out what feels good to you. So let's start to descend. I'm only going a little bit, and then usually I'll warm myself up. So my legs are bent right now, but I will straighten them in a little bit. I like to warm them up. I feel that sometimes if I go to a gym and people see me doing this, and they're like, you're literally a trainer and you can't do a leg lift. Girl, I can do the leg lift. I'd just rather go slow, controlled, actually use my mind-muscle connection and get the most out of the exercise instead of keeping them straight and using my back to pull myself up. You know, I'll warm up my core, and then look, I can go a little lower now and I'm still in control. So that's how I like to do it. I used to get almost embarrassed with my own self thinking these things. Nobody was saying this to me, but in my head I'm like, oh my God, people are gonna see me and be like, wow, she can't do this move or whatever. And sometimes it doesn't matter what other people think. They have no idea what I'm feeling. They have no idea what I'm going through when it comes to my body. So I can do whatever I want. I'm not there for them. So that's something I like to go back to at the gym. So here we go. I'm going to lift my shoulder blades up a little bit, and I'm going to start to go straight leg all the way down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale as you come up here. So inhale as you go down. Exhale, come up. And now I feel like so in control. I always like to start with the legs bent and then work into the straight leg. I get more out of it that way. 100%. So here we go. Coming on our last few. We're only doing a few of each of these movements. The first ones you noticed we did a lot more because we were warming up. But here we go. I got my last 3. You got this, guys. 2. Last one together. 1. Woo. Bringing those thighs into your chest. Shake them out for just a second here. We are going to flip over. So I want you to cross your ankles like so. And we're going to sit up. Now this is where we're going to bring our little weight in. You don't need anything if you don't want to. Or you grab whatever you got at your disposal. And we're going to start by keeping our feet on the mat. One at a time, we're going to kind of loop it under, kind of like a fun zigzag. So on the right side, I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to lift this up. I'm tilted back just a little bit, you see? The straighter you are, the easier it's going to be. The further you go back, the harder it'll be. So find that middle ground of what works for you. We're using our core here to control. It's all about control. Don't focus on speed. One thing that is misinformation is doing really fast crunches or doing something like crazy speed is going to be better for you, and it's not. Core control, the slower you go, almost the better. Because like I said, you get that mind to muscle connection, and everything revolves around that. Using your actual core, learning how to brace it, learning how to use it in functional movements. So don't worry about speed or rushing to do anything, because faster doesn't always mean better, even though it's been misconstrued in media for years. So if you see somebody in the gym doing something really fast, it doesn't mean they're doing it right. Just keep that in your head. Okay, last few here. We can drop that weight. We're not done. Deep breath. We're going to tuck the core in, roll the shoulder blades back. We're going to hold a boat pose for just a few seconds. Look right ahead. Keep the core tight. You can even hold on to the legs if you need to, but I'll grow up, I'll let go. And keep that chin tucked in. You don't want to throw it back because you always want to keep your spine in alignment. That's going to help with that full core control. So just look ahead here. Shaking is good. You can extend the legs for a few seconds if you'd like as well. Keep them here. Keep maybe one foot down if it's easier. Whatever you got. But we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we can get on our backs. Shake out the legs. And hug your thighs into your chest here. Do some circles with the knees to massage the spine on the mat both ways. You can bring both feet down to the earth and close your eyes for a second. Bring your hands to your heart. And thank yourself for being here today, for taking the time to do that. You chose to hit play on that video, to add that to your routine. No matter what you did today, that was amazing that you took the time to add that, to try something new, to do something for yourself. So just be grateful. No matter what happened on that mat today, you did your best, and that's all that matters. Notice the difference in your breathing. Try to tune out my pants. Notice the difference in your heart rate, how you feel, in your mood. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And thank you so much for doing this little core burner with me today. I hope you got something out of it. And again, stay tuned. I have the 12 days of wellness, so we have tons of videos in this playlist coming up this week. And yeah, have a great day. Hopefully, you'll see you soon.